Genghis Khan versus Timur.
Namaskar everyone, Sanu, Salam. Okay, if you don't know what that means, then Sanu is hello in Mongolian and Salam in Uzbek. I think I pronounced them incorrectly, but that's not the point of today's video. Today we're going to be comparing Chinggis Khan,
blessed by the eternal sky, the greatest conqueror, Chinggis Khan,
and Timur, two of the most famous or infamous people in history. So without further ado, let's begin. So what's up everyone, welcome to I Love History. My real name is Shreyansh Tiwari. And okay, let's first get into a little background. Let's know about these people if you don't know about them. So first we have Chinggis Khan. He was the greatest conqueror, born in 1158 and died in 1227. He conquered like 14 million square kilometers of land. He started from nothing, rose to become one of the greatest conqueror ever. And on the other hand, his competitor today is Timur, who was born in 1336 and died in, I believe, 1404. And he is known as, well, he is actually infamous and he did a lot of bad stuff. So yeah, he was also a pretty great conqueror, but was really cruel as well. So let's compare them. Let's start.
First, morality and law.
So first, Chinggis Khan, he created the yasa, which is kind of like an ethics or like oral law code system which enforced loyalty, and betrayal could lead to severe punishments and like torturing people for like long periods of time, and unbelievable amount of tortures that was not allowed. The Chinggis Khan, if he found that out, he could like punish that person severely if he did that. And also women were kind of respected. They like sexual assault was not allowed according to the Yasa law system, and like it was a great system of ethics and morals, and like disrespect of envoys was not allowed. It was actually pretty good. So Chinggis Khan had created this, and then his sons like Odegai Khan, they further like imposed and spread this law code system. But Timur did not do such things like this. Instead, he performed like mass brutality attacks, and after like attacks, he would like build pyramids of skulls, which Chinggis Khan did not. Chinggis Khan's attack could also be considered really brutal or cruel, but not as cruel as Timur's. And also, Chinggis Khan always invaded only in retaliation or revenge. The biggest example of this is the Khazarian Empire. Chinggis Khan, after taking over the Quara-Kitai, and like after united all Mongols and then conquering Quara-Kitai, making Western Xia his vassal, he like approached the Khazarian Empire with a hand of friendship. He sent a few envoys and traders to the Khazarian Empire a lot of times, but the Khazarian Empire would always treat those envoys and traders with hostility and would kill and torture them or like humiliate them and send them back to Chinggis Khan. So Chinggis Khan obviously retaliated and invaded and crushed the Khazarian Empire, even though the Khazarians were stronger. Chinggis Khan destroyed and annexed it. So as you can see, Chinggis Khan only invaded in retaliation, while Timur was a conqueror. He like used to say he wants to reunite the Mongol Empire, but under his rule.
Second, treatment after surrendering.
Okay, so imagine that you're a city in like the time period of Chinggis Khan or Timur. So like you're a citizen, like okay, let's just think that you're a city, and Chinggis Khan or Timur are attacking, and they say surrender, and you surrender. So if you were invaded by Chinggis Khan, then Chinggis Khan would spare you and integrate you into his own empire. Means he would like bring you into his own fold. But if you were invaded by Timur, then Timur's treatment towards surrender cities is way different. Timur would still destroy the city even if it surrendered. While Chinggis Khan, if a city surrendered, he would spare the city and integrate it into his own
Third,
empire.
vision and empire longevity.
Chinggis Khan had a better like vision. He like created a succession plan for his so that his sons would not quarrel. So he basically after his death he planned that the empire would be divided into 4 parts, out of which one would be the head, and like the other 3 would like have to listen to the first one. The first one is going to be kind of like the leader. It's going to be ruled by the great Khan, while the other 3 are going to be ruled by other Khans. But yeah, they would be like governors under the great Khan. So by this, Chinggis Khan's sons did not like quarrel with each other and like fight till the death for the throne. And like after like Chinggis Khan died, he like the Mongols, they used to like kind of elect the next Khan out of like the successors. So yeah, and also in Chinggis Khan's system, he like only promoted and like gave more leverage to people on the base of merit, means how good you do the work, instead of like giving it to you based on like succession. Like if your dad was a high like top general but you aren't, then you're not gonna like get the same post which your dad had. So you wouldn't inherit anything unless you are actually good and skilled. While in Timur's case, Timur did not plan a good succession plan. Like till he was alive, his empire was strong. But as he died, his empire crumbled into pieces and his successors fought for the throne. So Timur's empire was like it lasted way less than Chinggis Khan's empire.
Fourth, origins and rise.
So Chinggis Khan's dad, Yesugai, he was the leader of a Mongol tribe. So you might think by that Chinggis Khan's like childhood must be privileged because his father was the leader, but that's not the case. Because his father, he died when Chinggis Khan was really young. Okay, and actually Chinggis Khan's birth name is Temujin, and he later became Chinggis Khan in 1206 when like he became the ruler of like when he formed and established the Mongol Empire. But when he was born in 1162, he was named Temujin. Okay, so Temujin, when he was young, his father died. Like when he was a kid. So Chinggis Khan, like Temujin, his family was kicked out of the tribe by the other powerful members who became the leaders. So Chinggis Khan or Temujin, his childhood was really rough. He went through so much hardships. He did not eat for days. And like it was really tough to him. He also got kidnapped and became a slave for a period of time. And then like from nothing he gradually rised to power. His best friend betrayed him. So did his father figure later on, ONG Khan. And like Chinggis Khan overcame all of the hardships, defeated his best friend who betrayed him. What was his name? Jamukha, yeah. And ONG Khan, his father like figure. Chinggis Khan defeated all of them, conquered all of Mongolia, and formed the Mongol Empire. So he basically rose from literally nothing. Meanwhile, Timur came from a relatively like rich, noble Turkic family, but like he was kind of like a gangster or a gang leader. He was like a thief. And do you know that Timur is also known as Tamerlane in the West? Do you know why? Because while Timur was like once, he was like stealing or looting from somewhere, he got struck by an arrow on like his right like shoulder, and like he got hurt on his like right leg. So after that he started like limping and moving weirdly, and limping or moving weirdly is called like those type of people are called lame. So yeah, so then people who wanted to mock him started calling him Timur the Lame, which later became Tamerlane. So as you can see, Chinggis Khan had a way more rough childhood and early age than what Timur did.
Fifth, military strategy.
Okay, so basically, Chinggis Khan is the creator of the system, and Timur used it later on. Let me elaborate this. So Chinggis Khan, he created more innovative like new war strategies, like mobility, focusing on horses, focusing on speed, like tricking your enemy into thinking that you're retreating, but then ambush them. Like there was the strategy of Hitler, Blitzkrieg. That strategy is heavily inspired from Chinggis Khan's strategies. Also, one strategy of Chinggis Khan was like he would send a small portion of his army to the enemy army. The enemy army would think that army is pretty weak, so they would chase it, and the small part of the Mongol army, which was Chinggis Khan's, it would retreat and lure the enemy into an ambush, where the Mongols would then attack the enemy and decisively defeat it, or badly defeat it. So Chinggis Khan created all of these new type of war strategies, and then gotta give creds to Timur, that later on he studied all these war tactics and learned a lot from them. And Timur did win a lot of battles. He won against the Ottomans, the Delhi Sultanate under, I believe, the Tughlaq dynasty, and the Golden Horde, and also Baghdad. But Timur, yeah, he was pretty brutal as well. But he was so Timur might be cruel and brutal, but we cannot deny the fact that he learned and executed the strategies of Chinggis Khan well, and he was a good military genius, to be honest.
The conclusion.
So what is the conclusion from this video? The conclusion is that if Chinggis Khan innovated and built more things, he created an administration and an empire which lasted way longer, which protected the Silk Route, and gave more to the world, and which benefited the world more. Meanwhile, Timur, he was more destructive. He destroyed many cities like Delhi and Baghdad. He did develop his capital, which I believe the name was Samarkand. Wait, let me just check it. Okay, yeah, I was correct. So Timur did build Samarkand a lot, but at what cost? He destroyed other cities like Baghdad and Delhi. And Timur killed way more people than Chinggis Khan. And also considering that Chinggis Khan conquered way more land, Timur conquered less, and yet Timur still killed way more people. And like Timur did kill like a lot of civilians, like 1 lakh Hindus, which he captured from like Delhi. And he also like burnt a mosque in his invasion of Damascus, where like civilians hid. So yeah, Timur was much more brutal and destructive. But in military, like Chinggis Khan innovated a lot. He was a great military genius. And Timur, he did learn a lot from Chinggis Khan. Timur is brutal and cruel, but he is an excellent military genius. While Chinggis Khan is also an excellent military genius, but he is also a great nation builder and a leader. So guys, that's the conclusion of today's video. So I hope you learned something new from this video. So guys, thanks for watching. See you again. Bye bye. Have a nice day.